All right, my people. I wanted to sound like I used to sound back in radio, right? Then every time I see Fabrizio Romano do that thing that he does, it kind of like feel like he's copying my radio days, right? But hey, regarding missionaries, it's not here we go yet, but it's about to be here we go. We're still negotiating with the host country. We're still trying to tell them how many goals will be okay, that will not make them get angry, that will not make their government beat them. Because what we notice, Zambia, after we beat Zambia 5-0, their government abandoned them. They were supposed to come pick them up with a charter flight. But back home in Zambia, the government and the people felt it was a very, very massive disgrace. And for me, that's a spirit of entitlement. How can the same Zambia that will beat him before 4-0, 7-0, now get beaten 5-0, feel like it's an entitlement? If not be entitlement, I don't understand what that is. So they abandoned them, then these players start going in batches. I'm not saying that to mock the players. I think that the players were good, but I think that that's a disgrace on the side of Zambia. Having said that, I will say good morning and welcome to our Morocco diary all the way from Casablanca. So for a couple of days now, we've been very extremely busy to the point that we couldn't even shoot because we wake up in the morning, we are editing and uploading content. We don't want to interrupt it with an extra recording and extra upload. So we just keep it going and then we go out, go look for food or go walk and get it done. As you can see, not wanting to brag, but we're one of the media that's giving you, updates as best as possible from Morocco. And then thanks to all the other journalists that are here, we also doubled up as journalists and fans because Supporters Club didn't come. Well, they are not this. This is not the Super Eagles, so Supporters Club didn't come. Even though Mr. Vincent Okomagba did a good job in explaining the situation, the financial situation, and if they come here, they will not have to come back again in December. I'm not buying into it, but that's a reasonable explanation. Anyway, having said that, I think that you guys should also know. You guys are the ones that follow this channel. You're the reason why the channel is growing. YouTube is one thing you cannot say you can do on your own. Take, for instance, radio. You can have 20 people calling every day on your station, rotating themselves, and you will tell the world that you have 10 million people listening to you, and they cannot argue against it because listeners are different from callers. But you see, the thing about YouTube is your number is up there, people know. And for those of you who follow the channel, subscribing, liking, sharing, and then commenting, clicking on the like button, I want to say massive thank you to you. Another set of people that deserve thanks, and they are the real MVP. Joy Ojabilu Shufuria, that girl has been like a powerhouse. She's supposed to be a rookie. She's supposed to be a rookie. When we came here, this is her first time covering the tournament way outside of Nigeria. I'm looking at Ghana like an extension of Nigeria anyway. She was in Ghana last year, but the work that she's done, the way she's galvanizing all the people that are older than her, that are more experienced than her, and then she's taking the lead, taking the initiative, not even be told, but just taking initiative. That's a leader. That's a leader. If this was a football team, she would be Ronaldo or Lionel Messi or probably Zidane. But thanks to her, we have been able to push to this point. And then the major orchestrator, you call him the conductor of the orchestra or the metronome or the boss of this work, because without him, nothing will be captured, nothing will be edited, nothing will be documented. Mikolu, I've told you the story of how we met and how we got to this point, and I think that this is the guy that I want to go a long haul with. I mean, this is supposed to be a test, but this test, if this is the test and the test result has come out, it's aced it in flying colors with distinction, honor roll, and I want to say thank you to him because without him, all of these things I was saying or we're doing would not be captured. Probably we'll just use some phone to capture some things that will not be as crisp, as clean as it's expected. So thank you very much, Mikolo. Now let me tell you the experiences that we've had since between the last time and now, we've discovered a place where we can get Nigerian food. Mama Onye's shop, very, very far. We might go there once again so that we can capture the pictures of the place and do video. Very, very far from where we are. But I mean, it is what it is. To go and come back cost us about 400 dirham the last time we went there. But they have beautiful corn, great ogbolo soup with plenty meat, egusi soup with plenty meat, fonugbo, and which other soup that we had that day? Okra soup, and the rest of them was nice. There's eba, there's pandu yam, and there's fufu, there's semovita, semo whatever, all of that, and it was nice. And then we also, I told you guys the story of discovering Morocco. So we went to Ifrane where we have risotto, we have pasta, we have stick meats, and maybe quite a few other things like that. And then we also found Krusty, we found McDonald for the food. And then when it comes to meeting up with other journalists, I mean, we've been able to really rally around Cecilia Morogbo of Channels Television, with Swore of TVC, Yanga FM, and then there is Kelechi AFC, Dr. Kelechi from London. He's joined us. We've met with the TikTok people as well. We met quite a lot of people. Olori Sports, she is a kiss. Amazing, wonderful woman who's just letting everybody laugh. And then there is the Sports on the Way crew of my very own Dumebi and Punja. Fantastic people. They've really made this journey an exciting one. One thing that I've noticed, and I think that everybody is guilty of this, we don't give the Falcons the respect that they deserve. I see some I quickly remove them anyway. I see some comments that are very, very sad. I think that the Super Eagles get away with a lot of things that the Falcons cannot get away with. If you're supporting your national team, support them completely. But if you have a team that is a 9-time champion on the continent, I think that you should accept that they can have maybe 5 tournaments bad. And when they say bad, it's always in the semifinals. I mean, the Super Eagles get to the semifinals and get bronze, we will celebrate them. But then when it comes to the Falcons, we just expect them to win, and not just win, but win with wide margins. They could win with 3 goals to nothing. We would settle down. I've seen Twitter space where the team won their first game 3 goals to nothing, and they were getting criticized. They won Botswana 1-0, they were getting criticized. They drew with Algeria, they were getting criticized. Even when they won 5-0, some people still sat down on Twitter space and were trying to analyze why the goal should have been 7 or 10. A game that we were playing, before we played that game, everybody was afraid that Zambia might knock us out. I think that attitude should change. These guys have done well, more than enough to be respected. Another person that I think that people should stop criticizing is Asisa Toshola. First off, she's won 6 Women Footballer of the Year. She's one of the few persons who scored hat-trick in 2 competitions in this women's championship. She's also scored quite a lot of goals. She's put us in the map higher than any other player out of Nigeria. And she's taken a role in the bench as a team leader quietly. She's also been part of the team that she was formerly captain, and the captain's armband is in somebody else's hand, and she doesn't make a fuss about it. But you see, people's insinuation, people's innuendos, people's, trying to, create a picture and crop her into it is kind of like strange as far as I'm concerned, because we're in the middle of a championship and some people just want to even criticize the coach. Twice we have lost this championship to Equatorial Guinea, and the last time out, the coaches that have won the championship the most for Nigeria are all Nigerian coaches, from New Zealand to, Kadiri Kanga didn't win it. That was when we lost to Zambia, to Equatorial Guinea. But almost all the other coaches, Sam Okpodu, all those guys, they're all Nigerian coaches. So the way we look at it, when the Nigerian coach gets the job, we start acting like, oh, he cannot do the job, he's not competent enough. It's sometimes very, very strange. I think that this team is good. Just the fact that other opponents also wants to win. Other people want to win. You know how it is when you are the leading team, everybody wants to beat you. And that's the thing, exact way it is with this team. But I think that they've done very well. Few things that I did not like from the tournament is the fact that we keep playing in empty stadiums. And then they'll tell you, go and buy tickets on the website, go and do this. First off, when you have a situation like this, I'm not an advocate of opening the gate, but make the tickets easily affordable. Like, that people are traveling from abroad to this place, the few ones that are coming, and it is hard. The cards might not work. Africa is not so integrated. The cards will not work. So what do you expect? They have their cash in hand. They want to buy tickets at the gate, and you say, no, go to the website. Then you go to the website is not also working. And I also think that CAF should have also spoken to the host country to let people in for free, because an empty stadium is a slap on the tournament. Oh, to be very, very honest, it's a slap on the tournament. It's a slap to sponsors. It would make sponsors always, think twice before they want to get involved. It's the reason why people were not able to do, content creators who came in here were not able to do fans engagement, because there are no fans coming into the stadium. So we went from being journalists to being fans. All those singing, loud noise you're hearing is predominantly journalists. Swore, Olori, Puja, Onye from News Central, all the Nigerian journalists. Those are the voices you're hearing. So we went from being, reporters and journalists who are supposed to be curating news and reporting back to the stations to being supporters, because you can't just leave your team idle like that. And the other countries who didn't come with that much volume of journalists. Once again, Nigerians came through, because when we were in Cote d'Ivoire, they said, oh, because it's close to Nigeria. This Morocco is far, very, very far from Nigeria. But again, we still have the largest group of journalists that are here. And, majority of this is 99.9% of these journalists that are here are self-sponsored. There's no sponsor, no partner, nothing. So when you come in here, you just want to have, the best of content that you can have. But then to create time again to do all those supporting, I think I salute the group of Nigerian journalists. We will find time to interview quite a few of them on the channel so that they also share their own stories and experiences. But then one of the sweetest part for us and that have taught us is that we came with my sister, yeah, but I come in and I experience, and you watch our video on the channel as well, has not made me think that, every once in a while when we have the funding and the money, and that can only happen when you guys give us the views, the viral views that we pray for. We're not entitled to them, but we pray for it and we hope for it. And then we get the subscriber base grow up. We will be able to say we can take 1 or 2 persons to subsequent championship that we're going. That does not include the December AFCON, so that people don't say, but you said so. The kind of numbers that we have right now may not be able to permit us to do that. So for clarity, the December AFCON, the budget is already 75 million. I don't know where that is going to come from. I don't know who's going to give it to us, because we plan to bring a team of 10. And the way it is right now, if one person budget for a month is roughly between $7,000 to $10,000. So you multiply that by 10. So you see where we stand on this one. But either ways, Morocco's been fine. We've adapted very well. Food, not as good as home, but the people have been nice, very, very fair and friendly with us. And we've encountered some good friends that we would leave, we will remain in our memories for long, and we'll exchange conversations even when we're out of this country. When we'll come back again and move out again, those will be our friends, because they become like family to us. They run around for us. They help us to make things easy, make our life easy here. Yesterday we went to the beach, very, very far from where we are. Okay, there's a beach not too far at the Moroccan mall, but our driver Zoe was a very one the happiest person that I met in Morocco. Took us to a beach in Mohammedia. That's like another state, more like we're going from Lagos to Ikogosi Warm Spring, or is that too far? Or maybe Jebud, Ogun State, like Ogun State or Ibadan for the beach. And it was a lovely beach. We didn't have to pay in, and it was very clean. Some very, very beautiful, lovely stones on the beach. And then the people, we did some interviews, language barrier. It will be funny when you watch those interviews anyway. And some of us getting on the action of playing football, Mikolo, me, me, I mean, I'm a water picking, so I like water a lot. So as soon as I saw water, I took off my clothes, I jumped into the water. They say, Doc, call me whatever you like. I can't, it's my addiction. I can't resist water. River, I can't resist it. And if you know me, I drink a lot of water as well. I don't do minerals, I don't do alcohol. So water, there's something about water, and it didn't start now. It started since I was a kid. So you can't take that. I've watched my friend Makinevo die inside water. Kelgane, sorry. Died in Morocco waterside. I've watched my friend die in Marine Beach in Port Harcourt. I've seen all that happen. But me, say whatever you like. Get me next to the river, I'm jumping up, jumping inside that water. I must get wet. I must connect to the water. Maybe you call me Aquaman without a trident, but I enjoyed every bit of it. And that's the story. It's so sad that this morning my sister have gone back to Nigeria. The crew are moving to Rabat. I'm going to stay here in Casablanca. I'm too broke to join them. I'm going to stay here, try to raise fund, and see if I can join them later. If I can't, they would watch the finals and come back and tell me how it went. But I hopefully hope that I can, because right now our pocket is as dried as the sands of the desert. Our mouth is also as dried as the sand of the desert. But we go try, make our shoe shine and make our face show. Thank you very much. My name once again is Idafi Matthias. You'll have to come with a leg on the sports. Mikolo is laughing like somebody's touching him. I don't understand. Mikolo, why are you laughing like this?